Our culture sets the standard for what are acceptable behaviors, attitudes, and beliefs. A common theme in media is appearance. Media tells us being at a normal or above normal weight is unattractive. When we begin to believe these messages, our attitudes may take the form of prejudice. Prejudice is a negative attitude about an entire group of people. In extreme cases, these attitudes may adversely affect our self-concept and possibly contribute to the development of an eating disorder.
Am I pretty enough to be noticed? Will they love me if I go on a diet?
Why do girls need to be skinny?
Will my freckles go away?
Do I need liposuction? Do I need a boob job?
Do you think I'm fat?
Do you think I'm fat? Do you think I'm fat?
Prejudice is an attitude. We can easily remember the elements of an attitude by referring to the ABCs. A for affect, and these are our feelings. B for behavior, or an inclination to act. And C for cognitive, which is our beliefs. When we refer to prejudice against people of a certain weight, we're referring to dislike of people that are different from us, which is a feeling. And in our society, tends to be people who are overweight. We're also referring to a behavior that is distinct from how we treat people that are similar to us, as well as beliefs about this group of people. These beliefs may present as negative associations with being overweight or even over-idealization of people who are underweight.
Younger, smaller, lighter, fuller, tighter, thinner, softer. It really works.
Society's negative evaluation of people who are overweight has created two groups of people. Those who meet our beauty ideal, we refer to this as our in-group, and those who don't, and this would be our out-group. Categorizing people frees our brain to perform other tasks. Often, the categorization is subtle, as in the case of media's prejudice towards people who are overweight. We tend to decrease our dissonance between the in-group and our reality by manipulating our weight. The diet industry will never go out of business. One of the reasons is because we will always have people who cannot maintain the unrealistic weight projected before us. Nevertheless, we will strive to identify with this ideal in order to increase our self-esteem.
Norms tell us what is okay or not okay. We touched on this when we discussed in-groups and out-groups. When we create a narrow idea of what is accepted, we establish norms. Norms can be implicit or explicit. Implicit refers to things you can learn through violating the generally accepted rule. Implicit norms are generally unspoken. This may be looking at a magazine and experiencing discomfort because you don't look like the models in bathing suits. Explicit norms are those that are openly spoken about. This may be someone approaching you or trying to hook you into Herbalife or overhearing friends' negative comments about people in the gym. The key to both implicit and explicit attitudes is that they both inevitably produce shame. Shame and even dieting are the precursors to pathology of eating disorders.
70 million women around the world are affected by an eating disorder. They say that an apple a day will keep the doctor away. But here's the truth. It won't.
Hi, my name is Katie Morton, and I'm a marriage and family therapist intern. What I do is leverage social media to help break through the stigma of mental illness. An eating disorder is characterized by a disturbance in our eating patterns. And in my experience, this can be anything from not eating a lot to eating too much to exercising and all sorts of calculations. But most of all, it's utilized as a coping skill. And we're using these behaviors as a way to cope with difficult times. And they are very dangerous. Now, I do think that our society feeds into this feeling of needing to be thin. I think that thinness is something that we have definitely placed value on, and it's something that is seen a lot in media, and it's always, people are airbrushed to look thinner, and not many, other than Dove is the only one that comes to mind, does anybody ever showcase other body types, because as we know, everyone's body is different. And that's the way that we can make and create a healthier society and a healthier norm, is through showcasing different body types and recognizing that everyone's body is different and no one is the same. My body's not going to look like your body and vice versa. And I think the more we can get that out there, the less we can airbrush, the better. Most likely, if you are worried whether or not you have an eating disorder, you probably do. If you're spending a lot of your time during your day trying to figure out how to get food or how to compensate for the food you've eaten or how to get out of eating something, please seek professional help. Do yourself a favor and do not try to self-diagnose. The best thing we can do is reach out to a professional and get the help we need that way. And you can get a hold of me on any social media sites. I have a YouTube channel, Katie Morton. I am on Twitter. It's all my name. So if you search Katie Morton, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Tumblr, I'm on YouTube. I'm also on Instagram, but it's Katie Morton 1. And yeah, I'm all over, so you can find me. I have a website, katiemorton.com, and that's probably the best way for you to find a community. If you're looking for some extra support, you can hop on there, you can chat with other people who are working on their recovery, you can message people, message me, and get the help and support that you need.
10 to 15% of all Americans suffer from some type of serious eating disorder. %77% of these disorders last anywhere from 1 to 15 years. 1/2 of 11 to 13-year-olds consider themselves overweight. % of sufferers report the onset of their disorder as young as 10 years old. 6% end up dying from their eating disorder. 50% of people with eating disorders have also had a history with depression. Out of every 10 people with an eating disorder, only 1 will seek help. It's time to be aware.